This is Caleb Winder. I'm also caller, and this is Preston. One of our group members was not able to make it today because of family reasons. And we are going to show you guys how to recreate the walkway that goes from main campus to young campus.
So our problem is Coach Howard has been walking from main campus to young campus his whole time he's been here in Southwell High School. And well, if you noticed, from the street to young campus, it puddles up really bad there, and it's just, you don't want to walk between classes and you get all soggy. So his problem for us to do is make or create a walkway that solves that problem. It keeps you from getting wet and keeps you dry as you're walking between classes. And this one away.
To start off, we had to find some numbers. So we used Google Earth to calculate the curve of best fit for the breezeway. So to do that, we would go over every 10 feet, and then we used Tipton Station as an x-axis, and then we would measure up. So that would be our y-axis. So we did that for 250 feet.
We plugged the numbers in from the last slide that we got, and the numbers were the distance from the x-axis to the curve. We plugged those in and we got the y-coordinate, and we used a quadratic regression equation in our calculator, and we plugged each number in and it gave us a scatter plot. Our scatter plot is this bolded line right here, and our equation is down there. It's a lot of numbers, but this is the equation we got, which is as close as we could to the scatter plot as we could find.
Coach Howard then wanted us to use real math to find the actual arc length, so we used the arc length formula. Basically, it set up the equation we had on the last page, we plug in right here, and then we would take the derivative of it, which is this right here. And this is an integral, so this is your b and this is your a. This is where you start, this is where you finish. So we started at 0, we finished at 250. We plugged that into the calculator and we got about 304 feet. The actual distance is about 389 feet, so it was an approximation, but we weren't terribly off.
So then the question was, how are we going to make this work? How are we going to make a breezeway that keeps you dry? Well, we went through a bunch of things. We thought, we could have walls. But Jared said, nope, so it has to be a breezeway. So it has to be open. So we're like, okay. We thought to make a curve so the rain, when it comes on, doesn't just drop straight off, but flies off and goes off to the side. And then with that, along the sides of the breezeway, running off into a drain that would be down on the x-axis around the road, we would have gutters coming around. So the rain that does come off goes into the gutters. Therefore, we're not making puddles come through. So finding cost for this was really tricky. Tried contacting a few companies called Handy Hut and stuff who make breezeways such as the one on the right. Because we were like, well, if we can find one that they can already have and install for us, that's a really good way to know how much it's going to cost. It's not that easy. They're not very easy to get a hold of. So we tried to contact them, couldn't find it. So then I went on the website, the good old interweb, and found out some prices estimate of how much an aluminum roof would be. And I kind of looked at how much size of a house, create that into a breezeway. So we got around the actual cost of the roof, very rough estimate of about $9,687 for the aluminum itself. And then to install it, which in my opinion wouldn't use this, but $14,500. But in reality, we have our own construction class here that might be a good way. Instead of building houses, you build a breezeway. So we had that idea. And the price for gutters is a lot less cheap. It is a lot cheaper, not less cheap. But so $550 gutters, that could solve the problem without having to build a breezeway. So those are your two options. But combined, I think it's a really maximum benefit. But separately, they both have their benefits and could work. So with that comes, do you have any questions?
I do, because I'm the guy that keeps getting wet, okay? So, is your dome, is it wider than the walkway, or is it just coming down to the edge?
It's wide.
Because the reason I'm asking that is because the wind comes out of the west, and it blows the rain in on top of me, and it ticks me off, okay?
Mhm.
So, this roof, how wide is this baby?
Well,
It's gotta be wider than the walkway, if
Is that
not,
right?
then it's gonna fall on your shoes.
it's not gonna do any different than what it does right now. It's not wider. So I should have explained that. Yes, it should be wider.
So you're going to make it wider?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We need to give this to Mr. Berry.
Maybe we should.
Yeah, we should. Because I'm getting tired of getting wet when I walk over there. I don't know if you've ever walked under our breezeway when it rains. You might as well walk out in the rain. So, anyway, any questions for anybody? That was good. By the way, the math they used, they have not seen that. That was them researching that and doing the calculus part of that was them, because we don't get to that for another couple of chapters. So here is where project-based learning, they're actually learning the math before they actually learn it in school. So I kind of like that when they have to discover stuff like that.
They
So,
can it sounds like they can teach the lesson for you in a couple of chapters.
Ms. Nixon, that's an outstanding job. Just remember that.
Hey, Coach Howard, just from a project question, currently the road is not covered, correct?
Correct.
Between the two, and in this proposal, your problem, it's not connected either, correct?
No.
Correct.
So you're still gonna get wet when you're.
Just in the
Yes.
road.
Just in the
Yes.
road. So I was.
Their first thought along those lines was to have almost like a hallway, right?
Yeah.
But they forgot about some of the children who are not quite like these children. We have to have a way to monitor the breezeway. Okay?
And then another problem of putting it over the road is there might be big trucks coming
Right.
through. And we can really cover that. That's when we have a sign saying 5-foot clearance or over the towing truck.
And by the way, none of you all will remember, Coach might remember this, when we first became South Doyle 26 years ago, there was a discussion about putting a bridge over Tipton Station Road from a safety standpoint to get the kids up over and come down on the other side. And that had a lot of momentum at the time until somebody decided the cost was not worth it. So that's why they went to what they went to.
And then going back to your team's question or suggestion then about doing the installation in-house, is the class skilled to do that, or would you probably have to go outside?
Well, they used to build a complete house here, but then Knox County didn't allow them to go off-site, so that's why they started building the storage sheds. But they used to, matter of fact, when you leave South Doyle High School, if you go to the right, the house right on the corner they built, and then the one 2 houses down that former school board member Robert Bratton lived in for a long time, they built. So, but now they can't leave campus. So, yes, I think they would have the expertise to be able to actually do that. So, anything else? Great questions. Guys, thanks. Well done.